Siblings. Your only enemy you can't live without. By CalicoLynx. Read by My Lost and Found. Summary. Pretending to be siblings has been a part of life for as long as Izuku can remember. He has no idea how so many people fall for it. He and Kacchan look nothing alike, but fall for it they do. There are even times they pull off pretending to be twins. Fraternal, obviously, but twins nonetheless. They even have the whole twin speak down, finishing each other's sentences, communicating without words. Or, Izuku and Katsuki have fun pretending to be siblings. It is entirely natural that they continue this at 1A, aided by Todoroki's conspiracies. This fic is about 1,000 words and 1 chapter. It's rated general audiences and no archive warnings apply. As always, link to the fic is in the description. And on with the story. Pretending to be siblings has been part of life for as long as Izuku can remember. He has no idea how so many people fall for it. He and Kacchan look nothing alike, but fall for it they do. There's even times they pull off pretending to be twins. Fraternal, obviously, but twins nonetheless. They even have the whole twin speak down, finishing each other's sentences, communicating without words. Once, Kacchan even dyed his hair in order to make it look even more believable. Their parents had simply rolled their eyes and took many pictures, having become far too used to their shenanigans at this point. It is only natural to continue once they get to UA. Twin speak is so natural at this point that it happens without planning it anymore. The sibling rivalry and squabbling might as well be real by now as well. The first one to confront them and question them is Aizawa-sensei. They'd just gotten into an argument at the quirk assessment, battling it out during the tests with a ferocious intensity. Nothing like the desire to defeat a sibling to bring out the Cain instinct. You two are siblings. Their teacher is looking at them with narrowed eyes, a completely done expression on his face. Yep, they chorus in unison. Why do you have different names, then? With a glance at each other, then at their teacher, as they shrug in unison. They felt like it. Aizawa-sensei pinches his nose in exasperation and huffs. Fine, I don't actually want to know. You are free to go. Izuku exchanges a grin with Katsuki, and they charge for home. Ever a race. The next one to ask is Uraraka, after the election of class president. She stares at them shrewdly for a bit, before speaking. You two are siblings. It's not a question, but Izuku grins at her anyway, neither confirming nor denying. Ito watches this exchange with interest, and he can tell that they both took his silence for confirmation. Standing across from Todoroki in the hallway, he is highly amused by the conclusions his classmate is jumping to. Apparently, not only is he All Might's secret love child, Kacchan is also, by proxy of the fact Todoroki is positive they are siblings. He expresses worry over the fact Izuku is clearly the favored one, until Izuku reassures him that All Might does not actually treat him badly like Todoroki's father does, but is in fact not his father. He does not deny the siblings fact, though, but he can tell, despite his arguments, that Todoroki still believes both of his theories. As they fight later, Todoroki yells at him for being just as feral as his brother. He just hides it better. Laughing, Izuku agrees, and proceeds to urge his classmate into using his entire quirk, rather than just part of it. The first time being confused as siblings isn't funny is fighting to retrieve Kacchan from the villains at the training camp. He's hanging on with all the strength he has left in his failing hands, but loses anyway. Before he leaves, Dabi speaks to Izuku, tone mocking. Don't worry, we'll take extra good care of your brother. Wouldn't want you to worry, would we? Izuku is left screaming his rage and grief at an unanswering sky. Kacchan was gone because Izuku had failed. Worse, he knew they had a vendetta against him, and they would likely take that out on Kacchan if he didn't cooperate. When Kirishima bursts into his room, asking if he wants to rescue his brother, Izuku instantly agrees. There's nothing else he could even consider doing. No one questions his desire to save Kacchan even once. They just plow ahead with dog determination. They pull it off, though, and Kacchan is rescued in a desperate flight across the city. He grabs Izuku as soon as they're on solid ground, wrapping him in a hug so tight it's hard to breathe. It ends far too quickly, but Kacchan grabs his hand, lacing their fingers together as they face the screen that is showing them the end of an era. Izuku feels the squeeze Kacchan offers for reassurance as he watches his mentor point towards them. "You're next." Izuku feels like he might drown in his conflicting emotions without the grounding presence of Kacchan. It isn't until they move into the dorms that they get time to meet without anyone else interfering, worrying, or mothering them. He understands, but he desperately needs the time with Kacchan. He finds himself knocking on his door, and it opens to allow him in. Walking over, he settles on the bed, looking at Kacchan with a serious expression. "Kacchan, I know we've always pretended to be siblings, but while you were gone..." He pauses, breathing deeply to try and prevent tears from interfering with his words. "I realize that I don't feel like it's pretend. I love you. You are my brother, by every measure that counts." He loses the battle with tears then, and waits, watching Kacchan's face for his reaction. The expression is so very soft, something he's not used to seeing on his face. Kacchan reaches over and gently pulls Izuku into a hug. "Trap like that. It forced me to think about things too, Deku. I was so worried about you. Worried about whether we'd see each other again. I just can't imagine losing what we have. So yes, I consider you my brother too. Izuku." The words rumble in Kacchan's chest as he says them, vibrating in his ear and lifting his heart. Who knew that after all this time of pretending to be siblings, they'd find out it wasn't pretend after all. And that is the end of this fic. Oh, I'm just a sucker for Izuku and Katsuki acting like siblings, because when you look at the way that they act, like, yeah, you can recontextualize it as a sibling relationship, because, sometimes you're just walking by your sibling and it's like, "Hey, bitch," and they're just like, "Hey, slut," and that's, you flip each other off and you walk away. That's siblings. It's a beautiful relationship. You would die for each other, but also, you are petty bitches. It is beautiful. Anyway, I think this fic was great for that little slice of them pretending to be siblings and be like, "Wait, shit, we went too far. We are siblings." Nice. But if I sounded at all weird in this, it's because I gotta continue my streak. Yet again, I am recording a podfic while I cannot feel half of my mouth and have just recently gotten cavities filled. I did it last time and, doing it again. I don't know. It's a thing now. I cannot feel my face. Owie. Well, not owie, but it's that, evil feeling when the numbing is beginning to wear off, because, it's been what, like an hour. It should be worn off maybe in another half an hour according to the person, but I kind of doubt it. My poor butter chicken. I want to eat my dinner. but maybe I won't be able to. Anyway. That is all for this time. Loved the fic. Can't feel my mouth. As always, link to the fic is in the description. Go leave a kudos. Go leave a comment. Whatever you can. I am sure the original author appreciates it. Anyway, that is all for this time. I will see you guys next time.